Since we don't know when Season 3 will happen yet, and how much I love reading each volume, I felt it worth to give it this series its own reviews, also to help me get back into reviewing manga. Nothing too deep for the most part, unless the story warrants it or because something I absolutely love happens. And we'll start off where the anime left us off, so we'll start off with Volume 10, the beginning of a love triangle as well as my personal favorite scenes for each volume now, with Komi's brother and Tadano's sister sharing class together, with the complete opposite relationship that Tadano and Komi have. It's overall a well-balanced volume, with a big character introduction and a few class group chapters to keep things lively spirited. Although with a new class, we lose a few main characters from the past 10 volumes, we also get introduced to Rumiko Manbagi. I'm going to probably say her first name all the time just because I always have trouble saying her last name. To take up with a lot of the main story now. While I definitely at first thought she was going to be just another weirdo with the typical class we get for group chapters, this one took a turn, because not only did she basically take up the friendship space of Najimi, Nakanaka, and Yama from previous class, but she also ended up basically becoming the yang to Komi's yin. Where Komi is quiet, she is loud. Where Komi has a typical honor student look, she goes for delinquent. And while Komi is more passive on one confrontation, she is definitely the aggressive one. And although she wears her emotions on her sleeve, she also, in the beginning at least, covers up her anxieties of being alone in the new classroom with literal makeup. And again, to show the contrast between the two, while Komi freaks out, can be quiet and unnoticeable to all but Tadano, Rumiko's anxiety is obvious for everyone to see when she literally has a meltdown and everyone gets worried that she might be sick. Even though she seems like a standout, she has her own fears as well. The same with Komi's, and with that they find something to bond over to start their friendship. And slowly she stops needing to shield herself with makeup as a form of confidence around others, and although it does feel disheartening that she actually liked doing her makeup and thought it looked cool, I guess it's not a bad thing that she stopped because she was told she looked nicer without it, only because she never received a compliment before of her natural face. So that could prove why she always went above and beyond to cover up her face. Even her besties from her previous class stated that it's because she lacked true confidence. But one of the main keys to why she slowly started gaining it is because her growing crush on her main best boy, Tadano. Slowly forming the beginning of a love triangle, square if you kind of want to add Katai in there with the honorable mention. And by the end, with her first official sleepover with Komi, cementing her spot in the main group now, discussing boys with Komi. Although they both end up talking about the same one, we do get to finally see why Komi likes Tadano though, helping the viewer understand her point of view, as annoying as his response can be at sometimes. At least she's shy too, so it doesn't make it too aggravating as some other slice-of-life romances, though it does get irritating at some points in the future. But the single chapter that stole the whole volume and made me look forward to every volume since, with need for more, is Shosuke Doesn't Need to Communicate. A cute spin-off within its own series starring the younger siblings, Shosuke and Hitomi. While Komi can't communicate, Shosuke doesn't want to, and Hitomi does everything to do what she thinks will help him. There's nothing to dive deeply into it, just that we get the opposite type of story, with Hitomi exhausting Shosuke by the end of the day, as well as us never seeing but hearing that Shosuke can talk elegantly and beautifully, might I add, but he chooses not to. It's a friendship I didn't expect to steal my attention like it did. For minor chapters, they were cute, my favorite probably being either the bug scare or Rumiko taking Komi to go bowling with her friends. Comparing to other volumes, we'll place it at a solid 8 out of 10. Nothing amazing, but just pure solid Komi writing and building a character to taking a spot at the top of the food chain now. And the newly unified Shosuke and Hitomi friendship. On to the next one.